Well, two stops. That's what Mr. Terrence Reese over here said. They just needed to get two stops on defense, and boy, oh boy, did they get their stops on defense, courtesy of Christian Benford's 63-yard pick six to give the Buffalo Bills the late lead and the eventual 39 to 34 killing win to the Cincinnati Bengals, pretty much dashing their playoff hopes at this point. Hey guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast post-game show for the our Buffalo Bills, who have moved to 9-4. And we are going to break down the game, talk about the ups, the downs, and on to New England. So how are we feeling, fellas?
Like I said, two stops. Two stops is all it took, and that's what they got. Two stops. Finally got the lead. Got a little wonky with some Billsy stuff that happened in this game. That James Cook fumbles near the goal line, and we keep the ball. Then he comes right back and then actually fumbles it into the end zone. I mean, that's probably one of the most Billsiest things that ever happened in a game. But listen. I know our defense. We know our defense. They're opportunists. They just wait for something to slip up. And Cincinnati's defense is that bad. They're just not that good. I mean, they gave the Bills the offensive line some fits a few times, which kind of shocked me. But they did take advantage of Vandermark. And I think that's where the hole was in the offense. That's what they focused on. But for the most part, I mean, that guy right above me, that's the X factor in every game. Mm-hmm. And he needs to be the X factor in every game. Play it like Michael Jordan used to. Let all your other tools do the work. And then when the fourth period comes, that's when you take over. And what did he do? Took over. You can't be, MVP. MVP.
I mean, yeah, he definitely showed why he is the definition of MVP. I think the thing for me is I absolutely love the fact that the stat towards the end of the game was that this was Burrow's third game against Buffalo, and at the time he hadn't thrown any interceptions, and then immediately threw two back-to-back interceptions like they jinxed him. Absolutely loved it. You're right though, that absolutely felt like an absolute Bills kind of thing for not only for them to fumble the ball out of bounds, take a penalty, putting them back 20 yards, get back to the goal line, and then fumble it again. Like that feels like this season condensed into like a 4-play span.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, it was great that they won. I'm thrilled that they pulled that one off because I did not think it was going to happen. Amazing play. Christian Benford has been one of the bright spots on defense this year, past couple of games especially, but we definitely need to talk about a lot of the stuff that happened in this game. Like, yeah, and I get it. James Cook fumbling. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do there, right? Like that happens. It's a stupid rule for one thing. I think that rule fumbling out of the end zone, giving the ball to the other team, is completely friggin' ludicrous. But it is what it is. I just, and I don't want to crap on the defense too much because this was probably the best quarterback we've faced all year. I think Burrow's got a better offense than Mahomes does. So who's a better quarterback that we faced all year? So this team was gonna score their points. So I don't want to give them too much crap. I just you made great defensive plays, and yeah, a little bit of luck was involved. And if they had not gotten that pick six, we would be having a very different conversation right now. So I'm very glad that they did, but the way this team played through three quarters leaves a lot to be desired and has me very worried for the postseason.
Yeah, I just
go ahead, Sean.
Go ahead.
The defense was just the amount of space that they were giving a lot of these, like to Gasecki and to these receivers. Like, that with the bad weather, they're going to try a lot of short passes in that, and the fact that they basically couldn't stop a third down for most of the game, there really isn't an excuse for that. Like, they had several third and longs. Those are the ones you need to stop, and they just couldn't seem to do it on a lot. And that turnover thankfully turned the momentum over, and luckily we were able to get those two scores because especially with how fast they were able to score once they got the ball back.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what you were expecting. I mean, McD has never shown the ability to stop Joe Burrow every time he's played him. You just
Yeah.
got to hope your defense makes a play. I didn't expect them. That's why I said we needed 2 stops. I didn't expect them to stop. I didn't expect them to shut down Cincinnati. They got some dogs on that offense. There's no way nobody shuts them down. So I mean, you can't expect that out of this defense if no other defense can do it. And our defense has been struggling all year. I was perfectly fine. The only issues I had was just I thought Trey White was out there too much. I thought things played better with Harrison out there playing corner than it was with Trey White. So the few times that Trey White and the times that Trey White was out there, they went right at him. And that was the only thing that bothered me in that defense was having him out there so much. I thought the role should reverse a bit where Harrison will be out there more than Trey White. But I don't know what the rotation is with them. I think it's about time that they just let Harrison just take over the starting role and just let Trey White come in off the bench every so often to give the kid a breather. But outside of that, I mean, the game went exactly how you would expect it to go.
Well,
just
they can't get a pass rush though either. I mean, you said it in our group chat.
All their pass rushers are hurt.
Yeah, I mean, and that's killer, man. That's really, really killer. And like, we got to get somebody.
If there's anybody you point your finger at right now, is Greg Rousseau. You're the highest paid. You're the highest paid defensive player on that defensive line, and you can't. This guy doesn't even breathe on a quarterback ever.
Yeah,
and that's where that's he should have fingers pointed at him because he's just not producing at all. I don't need a defensive end just only to stop the run and pay him $20 million. So I do need him to step up.
It's yeah, exactly. With everybody who is out injured, now is the time that they need him to be showing that he deserves that money. Like if ever there was a point where we needed Rousseau to be earning that, it's right now. And we all know, and all our viewers know your opinion of Greg Rousseau. And I try to give the benefit of the doubt to most people, but you are 100% right. And he needs to be playing better than he is. I think I heard his name once today.
Well, listen, I mean, the only reason he got that contract is we had no other choices. We literally had no other choice at defensive end. So you had to pay him. So, I mean, he's good at play. He's good at setting the edge. He's just not. But for the amount of money you're paying him, that's not enough. You need him to make some sort of impact on the passing game, and he rarely ever does. But I mean, outside of that, I'm not going to down this win. We should be happy about this win.
I'm thrilled about the win. I'm thrilled about the win.
I will not criticize I didn't expect the defense to stop him. I did not expect them. I don't know how anybody expected them to stop their offense. Nobody does.
So you're right. They did exactly what they needed to do and got the couple of big stops to slow them down enough for the Bills offense to do what it needed to. And I mean, luckily they were able to overcome the misplays there and take advantage of it.
Yep. And that's what you want. That's what I said. You just need a couple of spot turnovers, some stops there, get the ball back in Josh's hand at short yardage, and make sure you score. That's all you got to do. Just make sure Josh has got to make sure he comes away with points. I mean, it started getting shaky in the beginning of the game because I thought when we marched down the field, I thought we were going to equalize them with a touchdown. We ended up settling for the 3 points. I mean, we can all argue that it's early in the game. I guess you can go either way with it: kick the field goal or go for it on fourth down. I mean, it's an argument to be made, I guess, right? But either way, the outcome at the end was we won the game. That's all. And to be perfectly honest, that 3 points has made the difference.
Yeah.
That 2-point conversion earlier in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Credit too to the special teams with Prater and that kicking in the garbage wind and the weather out there.
Yeah, on TV you couldn't even see the ball.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for the referees to put their arms up in the air.
How about the fact that they actually played a relatively clean game for once too?
Yeah.
I mean, there weren't a ton of penalties, which was nice to see. There were some, but nowhere near what we're used to as Bills fans.
Yeah, that O-line is really missing Brown right now. Hopefully he can come back next week. His shoulder will probably be in that sling, and I think I mean it's probably the same thing like Milano wears. I don't know if you've seen Milano. He wears that little black brace on his shoulder and everything. So he's going to probably play with that. It's probably going to be a pain management thing for him because I understand it's a torn labrum or something like that. I mean, you could play through it. It's just a matter of how much strength and how much mobility you can get out of there and just managing the pain. So Maybe he'll be back. I'm pretty sure he will be back next week for the New England game. I don't expect him not to play in the New England game. I think he's going to do everything in his power to play next week.
I mean, just look at how much better the offensive line looked with having Dawkins back.
Well, the offensive line didn't look bad last week either, though. Even without him.
If we can get Brown and have that full offensive line back, I take back what I said earlier, Mike, about not beating New England. Maybe they have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, we can get on to New England in a second. There was one other thing I kind of want to just get your take on a little bit, Reese, because and I still don't know how I feel about him, but Keon Coleman, low effort, like really low effort, especially on that play that was almost picked off, and a couple other times as well. I mean, I hardly noticed him at all. I don't know. Did he even have a catch in this game?
Yep.
Maybe one.
Yeah,
like
three. Yeah, 2 or 3 catches.
But I mean, like he did. He just. I don't. I don't appreciate the effort at all from Keon Coleman, not one bit. And like, I don't know if it's like a discipline thing with him or like him just having an attitude. Like, I don't really know what the deal is with Keon Coleman, but like, I am not thrilled with his play, with his performance, and with his just like effort at all. It looks like just zero effort.
Well,
and maybe it's like, yeah, go ahead.
He's only out there because Josh Palmer's not here.
That's true.
He's playing Josh Palmer's spot. They don't know the other wide receivers to put out there, so he has no choice but to put him out there. I just don't like when they feature him out there, like when he's the single coverage guy, single guy on the outside. Why are we doing that with him? Put Brandon Cooks out there on that spot. I mean, and there is an effort thing with him. I will criticize that. That one when the one play where Josh got sacked, he was in the scramble drill. And instead of him coming back to Josh, he's just standing there looking like he has no idea what to do.
Yep.
You got to come back to the quarterback. Your quarterback's in trouble. You got to come back to him. You don't just stand there and just, kind of stop running around. You got to give him a target. And again, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with him. I don't know what's going on with him in the locker room. But there are some effort issues out there. But again, I can't complain because he's out there because we have no other options. It'd be interesting to see what they do when Palmer's healthy.
Yeah.
Because now you got to figure out who you're going to scratch. Do you scratch Shavers, which I don't want to see. I like Shavers out there. He's a very good run blocker. He makes a catch every once in a while when you need it, just like he did today. I don't see Keon Coleman making that catch.
No.
So, I'd rather keep Shavers out there. Quite frankly, he's much more hungry a person, and I'd have Coleman sit there until unless somebody else gets injured and you can go back out there. But as of right now, I wouldn't put him back out there once Palmer's back.
So, as our channel's resident supporter of Keon Coleman, I gotta say I agree with you, Mike. It's real low effort watching him out there. So I don't know if I'm to the point where I don't know if the lack of separation from him is just from not trying. And I think that the only way that Coleman gets back out there, like when Palmer is back, he's got to earn his way back out there. I mean, while people go down, come out there, show that you deserve to be out on the field. Like, be out there making the big grabs, be out there picking up the pass rush on those plays where you're needed, and show that you are actually like understanding the immediacy of what you need to do. And I don't know if it's just because he's young and dumb, but it doesn't seem like he's getting that through his head.
Well, I think that's the downside of not having a actual number one receiver on your roster. You don't have nobody that can bark at him. So I mean, you figure a lot of you need somebody that can teach him and show him how it's done and hold him accountable when he does it. You need another wide receiver he can respect. And there's not too many wide receivers in the locker room that I think someone with his type of mentality would respect. So I mean, if you had Stephon Diggs, you think Stephon Diggs is going to let him run around and do all that?
Oh no, he'd put him in his place
right there on the sideline. There would have been film on it. You would have seen it right on the sideline, him cussing him out. Like, what are you doing? Like, you got to get out, you got to play until the whistle. You don't stop running. You don't stop your route. You don't stop helping your quarterback. But again, it could be the other way too, Sean, like you said. It could be because he's young and dumb and he hasn't figured it out yet. But I mean, this is year 2. Time runs. I mean, NFL, your career goes fast.
Yeah.
It goes fast. And you haven't had a great, I mean, you started out great last year as a rookie in your first, 6 games, and then you disappeared. And
After
then
he
this
got
year
hurt,
it's
yeah.
just and then this year it's just been nothing but blunders for him. So I mean, there's only you haven't really done much on the field to warrant anybody to care. So, in my opinion, I definitely would sit him down once Palmer's back. I'd rather have him out there in the spot that they have Coleman playing right now.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I don't know. I was just kind of curious. I wanted to get your guys' take on that because, like, I think that's the one of the negatives coming out of this game. Like, I imagine the defense will be better next week. I don't. The Patriots' offense, while okay, is not this good. They don't have the weapons that this team has, and they don't have the quarterback that this team has that we just played today. So I expect the defense to look much better next week.
What they need to do is remove Diggs from the offense.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're going to pick any wide receiver over there, just like you did Jamar Chase for that whole first half, remove Diggs from it the whole first half. Get a lead on that team and just grind them out from there.
Yep.
They came into our house and beat us. Now we got to go in their house and beat them.
Oh, hopefully the refs don't give them any touchdowns where the ball's on the ground.
I mean, the only thing is, though, we got to hope. I mean, we got to beat them next week. Then we got Philly after that. The problem is
Cleveland,
that we beat
Cleveland after that, then
or
Philly.
Cleveland after that. The only problem that we got is that we got to hope that one of our divisional rivals here, who aren't very good, can pull out an upset against them.
Well, no, not only that, but like right after they play us, they have to go to Baltimore. And I got to be honest with you, I don't think Baltimore can beat them.
Nope.
Did they have to
Baltimore,
play Miami?
They let the Steelers look
Yes.
like a great offense today.
Yes, they did. The Steelers that we only allowed 7 points to be scored on scored 28, 27 points on the Ravens. Dude, the Ravens are not good. Like, we can talk about, some of these other games, some of the ones that like mattered to us, but like we can spend a sec. Actually, I kind of want to spend a second on Pittsburgh and Baltimore because we're going to take a look at the playoff picture in a second here. But man, something's wrong with Lamar Jackson. Something is really wrong with Lamar Jackson. If he is hurt, because he doesn't look right, and if he's hurt and they're playing him, that's kind of screwed up. And if he's just having an effort problem, that's an issue as well.
Well, let's not forget this. It's an injury that I want to bring up too that equals that. My understanding, Lamar is still, I think he has the hammy issue. They're still saying he's dealing with it, I guess. Mm-hmm. So that explains some things. But I will say this. I don't understand how Higgins was still in this game. This dude came off a concussion and banged his head 3 times in this game, had to come out the game, and they kept letting him back in.
Yep.
There needs to be something said about that. Because he pointed at his head after the first one. He literally pointed at his head. There was no reason for him to be back out on that field. And they just kept trotting him back out there. So I think the league needs to do an investigation of that and find out what was going on.
That first one was after he was sitting on the sideline for a minute, right?
Yeah, he was sitting on our sideline.
Yeah.
And they show a still shot of him. He's talking to the sideline. He's going like this. And he's pointing at his head.
I think there's a lot to be said about teams allowing their players to, quote, gut it out and play injured when they really shouldn't. We'll talk about the Indy game, I'm sure, here in a little while. But back to Lamar for a second, I am still 100% convinced that this ties back to his mysterious hamstring injury in that Chiefs game. And where I'm convinced he gave up on the team at that point and lost. I think he lost the locker room.
Well, I mean, it doesn't explain his play out there. So, I mean, obviously, I think it was an obvious injury. I don't know if it's the hamstring because it shouldn't. He was out for like what 5-6 games.
He was running for touchdowns today.
So, I mean, but there's something off with him though.
Yeah, that's my point. But the thing is, though, I don't know if we can just automatically assume they're going to beat the Patriots. Is my point. No. Right? Mm-hmm. Because we need them to beat the Patriots. And then we need either the Jets or the Dolphins to do it, which the Dolphins might be able to do it.
I think the Dolphins do it.
The Dolphins actually have looked pretty all right. I mean, I know they beat up on the Jets, and the Jets are terrible. But, the Dolphins have strung together 3 wins in a row now? 4 wins in a row now? Like, the Dolphins have done all right. The Dolphins could play spoiler to the Patriots. They very easily could. But I mean, the first and foremost, the Bills just need to take care of business. That's all that matters. The Bills need to take care of business. And I think that this, looking at the rest of our schedule, this was the hardest game left on our schedule.
I go.
I'm not afraid of New England, and I'm certainly not afraid of Philadelphia. Nor am
I'm
I
scared
afraid
of
of
Shador.
Shador Sanders at all.
Terrified of Shador.
Well, I mean, again, I'm not going to say anything's a sure shot with this team. We've seen this. I know we play well in December, but it's been a different roller coaster of a season for them.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that we should just run through everybody. I still think Philly's not a pushover. Let's be
Oh no.
honest, not a pushover. So you got it. I mean, the good thing is you're at home for that game, but it's not like you're gonna. That's not a guaranteed win. It's just not. And at this point, you got to hope Baltimore comes in and plays against New England. If we beat them and we handle our business, you got to hope that Baltimore steps up and says, you know what, our season's on the line right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get after it. And you got to hope that they can do that. Now, that game's in Baltimore. Is that correct?
I think it's in Foxborough.
Is
Let me
it?
take a look. No, it's in Baltimore.
All right.
That's
So
good.
there's another plus too is that they don't have to travel. There's no
That's
reason.
true.
I mean, Baltimore just gotta play what they do. They just gotta do what they do. And if Lamar can just find something in them, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. But if he could just find something in them to win that game, now we got first place in the division. But we did from that point is where it gets tricky for the Bills. Is we do have a little bit of a little roll at the end of the season. So we'll see. We will see. But I'm not going to say that we're going to beat everybody. We hope so. At least I hope so. But I'm not going to say that we're better than any other team in the league. There's a lot of parity going on this year.
This year, I think we've seen the most parity we've seen in a very long time. The Baltimore still technically has, I mean, even though they lost to Pittsburgh today, they're still in play for that division. So they do have something to play for. And I think the Bills just need to focus on their game and then just let whatever else happens happen because they have no control over it.
Yeah, I mean, with Pittsburgh getting that win today, they need to win two of their last four, and they get it. So, and
But I
they
think
play
they
the
play
Ravens.
Cincy.
They play no, Pittsburgh plays Miami next week. Then they've got the Lions.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Then
Baltimore.
then they've got Cleveland, and then they close out against Baltimore again at home.
So that's not a
So,
cakewalk.
no, but they I mean they will probably beat Miami, and they will probably beat Cleveland. So it's very likely that Pittsburgh will win that division. That this win today for them was ginormous. This was to go on the road and win that game there for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So
And also, don't forget Cincinnati taking the L.
yeah, Cincinnati is pretty much mathematically eliminated at this point. They would
Yeah.
need a ton of stuff to happen. They could still do it technically, but they would need Pittsburgh to go 1-3, Baltimore to go 1-3, and they would need to win out.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So that's
Yeah.
super unlikely. Super unlikely. So with that, the standings right now for the postseason, assuming they go, assuming the games that are on today finish the way that they currently are, Denver taking care of business against the Raiders, which they're up by 7 right now, about to be up by 14. And the other two games don't matter. So assuming Denver holds on to win, Denver goes into the 1 seed right now, and I think they're going to be fighting with the Patriots for that 1 seed. I really am of the mind that Denver's probably going to be the 1 seed. Like, I think that's kind of where it's going, especially if New England drops 2. I don't know if
Yeah.
Denver's going to drop 2. I think Denver might just drop 1 more. So with that, Denver is the 1, New England would be the 2, and then Jacksonville would be the 3, Pittsburgh would be the 4, Buffalo the 5, the Chargers the 6, and Indy the 7. Indy's probably going to drop out though with Daniel
Yep.
Jones going down. I don't think they're going to win another game now. So that could be the Chiefs. It could be the Texans. I think that's it, right?
Well, I mean, ultimately, that game today is going to decide on who, in my opinion, is going to be in that 7 seed between Kansas City and Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically a playoff game for them right there.
That is a playoff game for both teams. So whoever wins probably will make it into the playoffs, considering the way the rest of the season goes. The other one that loses probably won't make the playoffs. to
probably
go.
as the
Well,
seven, as the 7 seed.
yep.
So with that, like, I know we were talking about it before we got on here, but I'm totally cool with going into Pittsburgh. I'm
I
totally cool with going into Pittsburgh because just looking at it now, like, say Houston gets in, right, as the 7. That's easier. I think it's easier for Houston than the Chiefs because the Chiefs do need to win out because they have so many head-to-head losses against all of these playoff teams. Because the Chiefs are only at like 30% right now. They need to win out and get help. So the Texans would go to New England. I think the Texans defense would destroy the Patriots. I don't know about you guys, but I mean Jacksonville and the Chargers. I mean, to me, that's a coin flip. I think
yeah
Jacksonville's probably better, but you never know with the Chargers, I guess. And then I think we beat Pittsburgh easy. So then that means Denver and Houston play, right? And then the final score of that game is going to be 3-0. So, I mean, with those two defenses, and then we go to either Jacksonville or the Chargers come here. And I mean, what we can easily beat one of those two teams. And then if Houston beats Denver, Houston comes to Buffalo, or we go to Denver for the AFC Championship game. I am okay with that entire outcome right
yeah
now.
I
Or or if Indy can find a way to win 2 games. If
yeah
Indy can find a way to win 2 games and hold on to that 7 seed.
Well, you figure Daniel Jones is done for the season.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
but that's what I'm
terrible for
saying. That's what
Daniel
I'm saying.
Jones.
If Anthony Richardson can find a way to win 2 games,
Yeah, I
two of
got
their
it.
next 4, I doubt it.
Yeah,
But I
I
mean, maybe
know.
Jonathan Taylor will and that defense can will them to victory.
Next, I mean, well, you just basically for Indy's offense, I mean, without Danny Dimes, you just stop Jonathan Taylor, and that's it. And you just
Yeah,
force Anthony Richardson to do what he hasn't been able to show he can do since he's been in the league is throw the football.
right.
So I would expect that they probably, if Anthony Richardson took over, they probably won't make the playoffs.
Well,
How
and I mean, I got to be honest with you. I would prefer Houston to get that 7 spot anyway, because frankly, I want Houston to go into New England and beat their heads in. I don't think Indianapolis could do that. I also would, to be honest with you, although I don't want the Chiefs in that spot. If the Chiefs get into that spot, I mean, the Chiefs are going to beat the Patriots, and then you know what the Chiefs are going to do after that? They're going to beat Denver, and then we're going to have to
Maybe.
play we're going to have to play Pittsburgh and probably Jacksonville, and then the AFC Championship is going to be Buffalo, Kansas City, and Buffalo.
Well, again, I still think that we got to take away history. The Bills aren't the same team they were in the past. Neither is Kansas City.
True.
Neither is
no
Kansas City. That's not a win. That's not a guaranteed win for them to go into Denver. It's just not. This is not the same team. It's not the same Mahomes. It's just not the same team. And I would expect I would take Denver to win that game.
I mean, they'd be
Denver's
favored. They would be
defense?
favored for
I
sure.
take them. If you want to make money, I take Denver because they're gonna people are gonna put their money on Kansas City. Trust me, the points aren't they're gonna be awful before that game starts. If they end up playing each other, the points are gonna be all over the place in that game. And I can guarantee you that Vegas is gonna make it. I wouldn't be shocked they made it a pick 'em.
I,
They
Yeah.
make it a pick 'em game.
you made the point of if it was Denver Houston, it would be a 3 point game. I'm very curious what the line, what the over under for that game would be.
Probably like 36.
Yeah,
Uh,
34, 36, somewhere around there, anywhere between there, probably.
I based on the way you described it, I am perfectly okay with the playoffs playing out like that. I feel terrible for Indy. I mean, look at the way they went out and they made the trades at the deadline just for Jones to go out the way he did. Like they started out so well. It sucks to see your season end basically like that. But I was saying before, why are you putting him out there? Like I get it, you need the win, but you still have a bunch of games left in the season. Why are you putting him out there with a broken leg? Like you're just asking for injuries. You know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't even that late they got hurt, though.
No, it was his Achilles, but
Yeah.
honestly, he doesn't hurt his Achilles if he's resting.
I mean, he's a quarterback. I mean, quarterbacks don't have that spot fractured. It's a spot that you can protect. You can still
Yeah.
run on. It's just a pain management thing. And
Okay.
you just got to make sure make sure you protect your quarterbacks. He doesn't get hit. But I mean, it was the other foot. The Achilles
And
is
it was
what knocked him out
non-contact.
actually. And then a lot of it happens because with injuries. you're going to favor one side of your body once you start getting injuries, and that's kind of what happened to me recently. I got injured in my knee. My whole left side of my body's all messed up because that's the side that I'm using right now because my other side isn't doing so well. So that's pretty much what happened to Danny Jones is that he was probably fighting off the pain, putting a lot of weight on that other leg, and if you're putting all your weight on one leg constantly all the time, and you're bound for injuries.
Here's a random question for you though. So I was just kind of playing around with the playoff machine. There's a lot of scenarios where at the end of the season, Houston could get to the 6 potentially, and the 7 could be the Chargers or the Chiefs. And if you're Denver and you're locked into either the 1 or the 2 and you can't get to the other one for whatever reason, Denver plays the Chargers that last week of the season. If that game doesn't matter to Denver, but it matters to the Chargers, do you think Denver throws the game to not let Kansas City get in?
Possible. They have no reason to play their starters, so what do you care?
Yeah, why risk injuries when it doesn't impact where your placement is?
No, I know you, and I know what you mean. You're trying to keep Kansas City out, but they wouldn't be playing their starters anyway. I would imagine. If they got that 1 seed locked up and nobody's breathing on, that's the only way they're going to have that locked up is if New England takes another loss.
Well, the thing is, if the Bills win out and New England drops one of those games, like if New England drops that Jets or that Dolphins game and that Ravens game, the Bills could actually still be the 1 seed.
Yeah,
it is still possible for the Bills to be the 1 seed.
Yeah, it's still there. The shot's still there.
So it's super fascinating to me, like the way these next 4 weeks are going to play out. Obviously, the most important thing is that the Bills just take care of business, right? Go in and beat the shit out of the Patriots next week. I mean they have Bills. To. You have to beat the Patriots next week because you know what they're going to do, those sons of bitches? They're going to have those hats ready next week if they friggin' win. Those division-winning hats, they're going to have them ready. You know they are. You know they are. Tell me I'm wrong.
But even with the loss, they still don't have it locked up, right?
No, they do. They would have it locked up because the Bills would go to 9-5, and the Patriots would go to 12-2. Yeah, even with tiebreakers, the Bills couldn't catch them because there'd be 3 division losses that the Bills would have.
Yeah, they would equal in record. Yeah,
and the two head-to-heads. So yeah, they would effectively win the division. So they would 100% bust out those hats because they're assholes.
Well, they better go into that game next week ready to eat.
Yep.
Yeah.
You bring out all the stops next week against that Patriots team.
Yeah.
You light them up. Yep. Light them up next week.
Yeah.
Just start treating the Bills should be looking at this just like we're already in the playoffs. Just every game is what matters.
Well, I think that's what I felt today.
Like, don't even treat it like you're for the division winner. Just you're playing to stay alive. Even though we know they're most likely still going to statistically make the playoffs. I don't care about that. Every game is you playing to stay alive. Mm-hmm. That's why I like whenever Josh says that 1-0.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm completely with you there. So, yeah, great game, though. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is there anything else you guys wanted to touch on? Anything you wanted to talk? Officiating, the defense? Is there anything else you guys wanted to get into a little bit?
I want to know when it's bad weather games like this, why more wide receivers don't do what that Bengals receiver did when he stopped and our defensive back ran into him and he drew the pass interference penalty. Seems like just a free penalty right there whenever you have that shitty weather. And I absolutely hate it. Hate it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was I don't think it was designed like that. It was just an underthrown ball and just happened to happen. I don't think any quarterback.
If it's underthrown like that and more or less uncatchable, it should be treated like an uncatchable one, and it shouldn't be a penalty. Even the commentators were basically saying that. Like, our defensive back had no chance at not running into the Bengals player there. Like, momentum was going to carry him into him regardless.
I agree with you. I do think they need to change that rule because if a ball is underthrown, that it and it can be seen that it's underthrown, that it's impossible for a defender to adjust himself to underthrown ball because he's not looking at it the whole time. So he's in a spot that he can't control at all. There's zero control in that spot. So I agree with you. But it's what it is, man. All I gotta say is, you know what? Last thing I gotta say is we're on to New England.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm completely with you there. So let's go. And Allen, 5 touchdowns? Was that the final, right? The four.
Three, I
Four
think.
in the four in the defensive touchdown,
Four.
right? Yeah. Unbelievable. Just what a game. And this dude's just an animal. He's just an animal. And I can't I'm so glad as much as dude, I want a Super Bowl so bad. This dude, like, it is just so exciting to watch this dude play. Like, a play is never over with this guy. Every single game, there's always one thing where it's just like, how did he do that? How did he do that? There's nobody in the league. I don't care how much the media loves Mahomes Johnson. There's nobody in the league that can do what this guy does. Nobody.
No, no, he is probably one of the best quarterbacks of all time. And I just wish that we could be seeing him do this with more weaponry around him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that is our show, guys. And as we mentioned, we are on to New England. We're going to have our pregame for you guys next week to get pumped up and hyped up for this huge AFC East divisional clash. And just go Bills, man. What a game. I think I need a glass of whiskey or something now to calm it down a little bit, but I think we are good to go. So with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Please let us know what you think in the comments down below. We read and respond to all of them. And check out some of our other videos and our other shorts. Our man T Reese over here is an internet celebrity, just growing it up, making it big for everybody. So we appreciate all the support, guys. Have yourselves a fantastic evening and take care.